Good evening, my friends. Welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Live right here on Mike Avery Outdoors on the Facebook page, my YouTube channel, my Twitter feed, my Vimeo, and as always, still trying to figure out Instagram. It's not really a matter of figuring it out. It's a matter of Instagram opening it up so we could go live to Instagram at the same time. Good evening, Cliff. How are you? Nice to have you along with us. How are things in Memphis, Michigan, Cliff? As we get ready to celebrate Christmas, we're on what is it, Christmas Eve right now? Christmas Eve squared. Is that what we would call it? Hello, Ed. How are you? Ed Bolanowski of Speedy Blaze. Right there's Ed. SpeedyBlaze.com. SpeedyBlaze.com. Foster's along with us. Dave Mason. Another Dave with us as well. Always a pleasure. Mike is checking in from Arizona. There you are, Mike. Oh, I lost you, Mike. There you are. Mike's with us. Andrew's with us. Julie's with us. Bruce is with us. And we usually get Norm's with us as well. We usually get a very good Merry Christmas. A very good crowd on our Wednesday Night Lives in the wintertime. Yes, Merry Christmas indeed to all of you, my friends. I appreciate you taking some time out from your holiday preparations to join me. Todd checking in again from Louisville. Kevin's along with us. John says, have a Merry Christmas, Captain Mike. I will do that. Right back at you, John. Thank you, Barry. Appreciate it. Jim's checking in from Tennessee. How are things in Tennessee this evening, Jim? Shingleton. Terry checking in from Shingleton, Michigan. He said a wet Shingleton, but you're supposed to get a bunch of snow now, aren't you, Terry? A bunch of it coming. Galveston, Texas. Where did we go? Galveston. I lost you. Galveston, Ohio. Another one from Louisville. And where we go? Galveston right there. We got a good crowd with us tonight. I got to make a quick text here. Boom. Boom. There we go. Cody Ayers with us tonight. Commerce Township checking in. Heard you getting a little. We're not getting a little white stuff here. At least I haven't stuck my head out the window lately. Oh, that's nice right there. Yep, there we go. Top of the morning. What is the top of the morning? It's the top of the evening. Ever do any hunting in Kentucky? Cody, I've never been to Kentucky. Well, I've been there, but I've never hunted in Kentucky. Good evening, Tim. Did you get the video, Tim? Did you enjoy it? 74 degrees and sunny today in Galveston. Deborah says, Ludington looking forward to a white Christmas with lake effect snow beginning tomorrow. South Haven, probably the same thing. Hey, Jim. Anyway, my friends, welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Live. My name is Mike Avery. Wednesday night. Oh, here we go. Oh, 2 does down with one shot. Craig, you're the man. And Craig, not only are you the man because you shot 2 does with one shot tonight, you are also the man because of this. My buddy Craig Plowman stopped by the studio today and he brought me this for Christmas because he knows I like Maker's Mark. And this is not just the bottom line Maker's Mark. This is the really good stuff. So Craig, I appreciate that. And those 2 does you shot tonight with one shot were your reward for doing something nice for me this morning. And I do certainly appreciate it. Well, Linda, it's nice to have you along with us. Where have you been? Where have you been, my dear? I agree. Mike says, Merry Christmas to everyone. Well, Merry Christmas indeed. Your dad got 2 with one shot as well. How cool is that? So, of course, this is Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve squared. My wish for you and your family is to have a wonderful Christmas, a very Merry Christmas. I would ask you, as always, to keep in mind the reason for Christmas. The real reason for Christmas is not Santa Claus and trees and presents and elves and Rudolph and all that stuff. The real meaning for Christmas is the birth of a Savior. And this year, can't we all use a little saving? We're going to be so glad. It seems like I should drink Captain's now that I am one. We're all going to be so glad. I can't say that. Brad, I can't even say it. I won't say it. To have this year gone, huh? 2020. But there is some good news. 2020 is coming to an end. The days are going to start getting longer now. I don't know when you're going to notice it, but it's going to be pretty soon here now. What else? If you have, I talked about this morning, but if you have received a friend request from me, either from Mike Avery or Mike Avery Outdoors, please disregard it. It's another fake Facebook account. I didn't do it. I have never sent out a friend request on Facebook ever, and I never will. One way, because that's one way of keeping track of the fake Mike Avery Facebook accounts and the real ones. John says, good show on gun maintenance last week with Duncan's in Bay City, right by Little Caesars. If you have time, Krejak's house, good food. Absolutely. Donnie Krejak. Sometimes Donnie Krejak from Krejak's house is with us here on the show, although I don't see him tonight. Lori says we should all drink Mad Dog 2020 on New Year's Eve this year. And Lori will be joining us on our hunt in Ohio with Bill Piles of Ohio Bow Hunting Outfitters. I did a little investigation on this, and Bill is actually cutting us a very good price. He's giving us 6 days, 6 full days of hunting for $2,100. The email he sent out today for his other hunts is 5 days of hunting for $2,800. So he gave us a pretty good deal, huh? Imposter. Only one original. Amen to that. I hear that. It is a good deal. It is. And if folks, if you want to get in on it, there is still time. I think we've got our first camp filled up with a dozen, but Bill says he can sneak you in some other camps. Send me an email to mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com, mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com, and I will add you to the list. Bill will be starting to accept deposits on this hunt shortly after the first of the year. That's a pretty picture my daughter just sent me. Yes. Ed says, are we going to send the deposit to him? Yes. I don't want anything to do with the money. I'm not making any money on this hunt. I don't want to touch the money at all. So yes, you will be sending your deposits directly to Bill. Good evening, Kevin. Kevin, how do you continue to come up with those very cool poses for your coyote hunts? Very cool. Raber Bay said ice is forming in the eastern UP. Craig never thought he would look forward to Ohio. Hey, listen. After watching the absolute demise of the Michigan football team and the tanking of Harbaugh, I have a new respect for Ohio. You see Don Brown got fired or is going to get fired? Now we just need Harbaugh to get fired too. Marty checking in from Florida. We got a pretty broad-based audience tonight, my friends. Fifth, but I did not see that, Mike. Jason thought his deer season was over, but it offered the chance to hunt locally for the remainder of the season. There's still a chance to fill the freezer. I'm with you, Jason. Harbaugh's staying. I really want. I haven't given up on shooting a doe with my recurve yet. In fact, the last two. And by the way, we're going to give away a Michigan brand ham here shortly. With don't say it. Don't say it. A Michigan brand ham. I bet you our friend Nick Grillo is standing by, and we're going to give away a Michigan brand ham shortly. Part of our ham for the holidays giveaway. The last 2 times I've been in the woods have been the most encouraging hunts I've had the entire season. I've seen more deer in the last 2 sits, my last 2 hunts, than I had seen in the entire season leading up to this point. But the deer that I'm seeing now this time of year are incredibly skittish. And I would be too if people have been trying to kill me for the last 3.5 months. I would be on edge as well. I don't know how. I don't think those deer get any rest right now. Kevin says he tries to take the most creative pics that emphasize the beauty of the animals and the outdoors. You try to create pics that give due respect to the animals in the hunt. You're very good at it. You're very good at it, Kevin. Much respect to you on that. That's a good idea. Let's send Harbaugh to the Lions. I went to reach for this and almost grabbed this. Once again, thank you, Craig Plowman. When I'm done, I'll probably take a little of this and put in this. Greetings from Alpena, Kenneth. Can I call you Ken? Kenneth, how are you tonight, Ken? So listen, a couple of stories here, and then we'll get to this week's Michigan brand ham giveaway. I have two good friends named Scott who have allowed me access to two very beautiful pieces of property. One of them in Montcalm County on the other side of the state, actually about 20 miles from where I grew up. And the other one here, about 10 miles from my house, much closer to home. Hey, Johnny, how are you? So last Saturday night, I was hunting with Scott from Montcalm County. And there was a beautiful hunt. There was snow on the ground. There was no wind, sitting there in a Wraith 270 see-through ground line with my recurve in hand. About 4 o'clock, I look off to the right, and there's a whole herd of deer coming in my direction. Now, they got a couple of ways they can go. They can walk down the two-track right in front of me and give me a 12-yard shot, or they can veer off to the right and head down to another food plot. They decided to walk down the two-track right in front of me. The does the fawns are leading the way. And if you're new to deer hunting, here's a little tip for you. When you see a bunch of deer coming in, it is almost always the fawns who are leading the way. So keep that in mind. So I've got two fawns coming in my direction. Behind them are several big does and some more fawns. The fawns get right in front of me. I mean, they're right here. I could have shot them, but I'm not going to shoot a fawn. They're 12 yards right in front of me. They have no idea that I'm there, and they're going to lead the rest of this group, including those big does, right in front of me. Right in front of me. Perfect. I'm going to finally get my shot on a big doe with my recurve. And as the does get to about 30 yards out of the woods comes this buck and started chasing the does around. And he wasn't a bad buck. He was a 2.5-year-old buck. He's going to be a real nice buck here very, very soon. And he starts chasing the does around. And of course, it busts them all up, the helter-skelter, and they run every other direction. And then just before dark, I see another herd of deer coming on that same runway from the other direction. They didn't give me a shot. So on that one hunt, I saw probably 25 deer, which is more than I've seen all season. And then the other night, I was hunting closer to home here at my other buddy Scott's place. And I had a bunch of deer moving around me, including two fawns that walked in front of me just before dark. Again, everything skittish as can be. And here's a good example of why I would be skittish if I'm a deer. I'm watching these deer move to the southwest of me. They're heading toward the property line. A 1.5-year-old buck, a few fawns, and some big does. As soon as they hit the property line to the south, kawoom! Dead doe. So these deer have been hunted hard since the third week in September now here in Michigan. And they are skittish and they are spooky. And I've got at least one more hunt in me. I'm going to go back and hunt Scott's place in Montcalm County, and that'll probably be my last chance to shoot that doe with my recurve. And that was one of my goals for the new year, was to shoot a turkey with my recurve, to shoot a Michigan bear with my recurve, and to shoot a doe with my recurve. And I haven't accomplished any of it yet, but I'm not done yet. What do you say we give away a Michigan brand ham for the holidays? And while we're setting that up, Nick, are you with us this evening, my friend? Nick, if you're with us, check in. If not, we will have somebody play the role of Nick Grillo. Speaking of Nick Grillo, let me tell you who's on the Outdoor Magazine radio show this week. The wolves are all over you, but the deer are still hanging around. Raper Bay, that's interesting. I've heard conflicting reports. Some people say when the wolves move in, the deer move on. And I've had others say when the wolves move in, it doesn't necessarily push the deer out. What are we talking about today, Cody? We're talking about a lot of different things. Just wait to see if Nick is with us. Nick is on the radio show this week, by the way. How hard does the recurve pull in cold weather? It's not too bad, Linda, because I'm shooting a very low poundage. I'm shooting 41 pounds at 28 inches. So at my draw length, it's closer to 46 pounds. So it's a little harder to pull. But what I do is when I get in the blind, I take a shot and I pull it a couple times during the set, just during my sit, the hunt, just to keep my muscles loosened up. But I shoot a very low poundage bow. So it's easier than if I was shooting a 60-pound bow. Nick, are you with us? Let me know if you're with us, Nick. If not, we'll get somebody else. I haven't seen him on here either yet. I have a feeling he might have forgotten us tonight. If so, Lori, you might play the role of Nick tonight if you don't mind. So anyway, the show this week, Nick Grillo is on with me to tell the story of shooting that big Colorado mountain lion. How cool is that? Then Tom Campbell of Woods and Water News talks about the December edition of their Woods and Water News. In hour number 2, Scott Hamlin. I don't see Nick on here yet. Scott Hamlin from Boning Archery. In 2021, Boning is celebrating 75 years in the archery industry. 75 years. What a tremendous accomplishment that is. And then Jeff Poet of Jay's Sporting Goods jumps on. In 2021, they're celebrating 50 years. Johnny says he saw more deer today than he's all season in a deer yard. And Johnny, I'm going to be hunting with you next fall. If it's not a bear, it's going to be a deer, right? Then Eric Hilliard from the DNR talking about the Michigan, the Pure Michigan hunt. You have until December 31st at midnight to apply for the Pure Michigan hunt. It's $5. The winner gets a bull elk tag, a bear tag, and some other tags that you don't really, it's no big deal, and $4,000 worth of gear and prizes from Michigan-based companies. Apply online at michigan.gov/DNR or any license agent. It'll cost you $5. You can apply multiple times. Then this week's Ask Avery segment talks about the number of deer killed by USDA shooters in the TB zone. I'll come back to that in a minute. In hour number 3, we're talking everything outdoors with Tom Lounsbury, and wild game chef extraordinaire Dave Miner. Wraps it all up. If you're just joining me, my name is Mike Avery. This is Wednesday Night Live. It's something I do every Wednesday night on my Facebook page, my YouTube channel, Vimeo, and Twitter as well. I'm a Michigan guy. I talk primarily about Michigan topics. So, but many of the topics we talk about are relatable to hunters and anglers and shooters and trappers across the country. This week's Ask Avery question, and it's a good one. Hello, John. How are you? Captain Don, nice to have you with us as well. This is from Rick Shefferly. Rick Shefferly says, we've heard the DNR has been shooting deer at night, paid for with federal dollars. Is there any way you can find how many deer they have shot here in the TB zone? Great question. So I did some research. There are 4 counties involved in this, maybe 5. There are Alpena, Alcona, Oscoda, Montmorency, and Presqu'île, possibly. Now, I had heard rumors that the DNR had shot up to, not the DNR, that USDA snipers, is the way it was described to me, had shot as many as 5,000 deer. That's just a rumor. In 2019, there were actually 362 deer shot in the TB zone by USDA shooters, U.S. Department of Agriculture. And in 2020, the number was a little bit higher, 533. It's 51 degrees in Granville right now. Wow. Most of this shooting happens summer to early fall, not much after September. Because they don't want to interfere with the hunting, although there is some shooting done on TB positive farms after that because the farmers requested it. It is USDA shooters who do it. They do it as part of a biosecurity program. More on that in a minute. The shooting after dark is permissible under their permit. That increases the effectiveness of the harvest, but it also creates more rumors and mystique about it. I said, so is this a way to reduce the deer herd in the TB zone? I was told, no, not really. It's to reduce, I'll read it to you. It's far too concentrated. Rather than view it as a reduction in the herd, look at it as enhanced wildlife biosecurity to remove deer in and around cattle where the crossover between each species is likely to occur. And yes, the venison is donated whenever possible. If a deer is found to be TB positive, they don't donate that. Hey, Jake, how you doing? Thank you for your service, by the way. Nice to have you along with us. Don, the meat goes to, it's donated to soup kitchens and such whenever possible. They could not guarantee me that every deer was donated, but whenever possible. So I thought that was a very good Ask Avery question. If you have a question for me on the Ask Avery segment, send me an email to mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com. That's mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com, or send me a private message here on any of the social media outlets. Scott says, I will send you a picture of the monster that showed up Saturday night while I sat in the pro. Please do. I wouldn't shoot one of your bucks, Scott. I'll tell you that right now. I just would not do that. But I'd love to see what's roaming around out there. Love to see it. But you know me, my quest is for a big doe. And I'm thinking that Monday night, next Monday night, it's going to be my last chance. And I appreciate the access to your beautiful piece of heaven there. All right, my friends, Nick is not with us, but Lori Card Stroick has agreed to play the role of Nick Grillo tonight. So we're going to open up the phone. We're going to open up the phone lines right now. If you want to win a Michigan brand ham for the holiday, make your comments starting right now on why you want to win. If you have won a Michigan brand ham for the holidays this year, please do not enter again. And please do not make a comment about, well, I'm going to give it to a needy family, because that makes it absolutely impossible for Lori to pick the winner. It's an honorable thing. And if you want to do that, God bless you, but it makes it hard for Lori to pick a winner. So you have 2 minutes right now, 2 minutes to make your comment on why you would like to win a Michigan brand ham for the holidays. And Nick is on. Okay, Nick is here with us. Okay, Nick, I just opened up the phone lines. I'll give it 2 more minutes. Nick is here. Hey, there's Nick. Nick Grillo. We had Lori playing the role of Nick Grillo tonight. And Nick, I was telling him that you were on the radio show today telling the story about shooting that nice Colorado mountain lion. 2 minutes for Nick Grillo to pick your comments about why you want to win a Michigan brand ham. I picked up my Michigan brand ham for Christmas today. I went to my local Jack's fruit market and picked it up. That's what we're going to have. We've had them for Easter. We have them for Thanksgiving. We have them for Christmas. A Michigan brand spiral cut honey glazed ham is what we're going to have here. Now, Lori, since you're not the judge, you can now enter the contest, by the way, too, dear. I was going to say my dear. What do we got here? Oh, what a delight it would be to have a Michigan brand ham under my Christmas tree. Oh, Don, that stinks, dude. The website for Michigan brand is michiganbrand.net. You got 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute for the Michigan brand ham. 1 minute on the Michigan brand ham for the holidays. The Grillo family at Michigan brand has been giving these away every week on Wednesday Night Live since November 1st. We're going to give one away this week, and we're going to give one away next week. Hey, Louie, how are you, man? Lewis, I first met years ago in Ontario on a whitetail hunt. I've stayed in touch with the guy, and you want to talk about a hardcore outdoorsman? Lewis is your man. Very, very impressive guy. Nice to hear from you, Lewis. All right. 30 seconds on the Michigan brand ham. 30 seconds. MichiganBrand.net is the website. I bought mine today. See, I could get free hams. I could get free hams if I wanted to, but I think it's only right that I buy them. But we want you to get one free if you can. 20 seconds on the Michigan brand ham. You know what I'm clearing my throat for. 15 seconds if you want to win a Michigan brand ham for the holidays. This is your second to last chance. Tonight and next Wednesday will be the last one we're going to give away. I bet we give away a couple for Easter as well. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. I don't know how good this is going to be tonight. 1. Contest is over. That was a pretty good one, wasn't it? That wasn't too bad. All right, Nick, what do you got for us, buddy? Nick Grillo of Michigan Brand Meats, michiganbrand.net, michiganbrand.net. Dina O'Connor. Dina O'Connor is the winner with a ham under the Christmas tree. St. Nick will deliver. Dina, where are you? Dina O'Connor. Dina O'Connor. Dina. All right, Dina, congrats. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There's the winner right there. Dina O'Connor is the winner with a ham under the Christmas tree. St. Nick will deliver. Dina, congrats to you. Please send me a private message with your shipping address, or send it directly to Nick with your shipping address, and he will get you the Michigan brand ham. John, I don't know if they do or not, but I can find out, and I'll get that information for you. You think you thought your phone froze up? My emergency broadcast system, indeed. All right, so that's second to last one. We'll give away one more next week. Nick Grillo, my friend, thank you for your generosity. And folks, if you want to hear Nick's story about how he shot that big Colorado mountain lion last week in the Rockies, he tells the story in hour number 1 of this week's Outdoor Magazine radio show and podcast. It's a very cool story. And if you did not win a Michigan brand ham tonight, you can still get one. You can buy them online at michiganbrand.net, or depending on where you live, you might be able, like I did. I just went over to Jack's and bought one. I bought the last one they had, but I think they were probably filling the display case for more. So Nick, always a pleasure. Thank you for your generosity, and thanks for being a part of the Outdoor Magazine family. All right, what else have we got tonight? Where's my list? Here it is. I don't know, but the funny thing, I don't know if he gave a ham to the guide, but the funny thing is, I don't know if the guide really knew who Nick was and what he was all about, but he said to Nick, he said, that mountain lion jerky is the best you will ever have. And Nick said, I got somebody who can make the jerky for me. Well, thank you, John. You are more than welcome. Yes, you can't wait to hear Nick's story in his mountain lion hunting. You're headed to Colorado next year. Oh, Lori, wonderful. That sounds like fun. Great. Nick says, Merry Christmas to all. Amen to that. Merry Christmas on this Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve squared, I'm calling it. Ask Avery question. Why can you shoot bucks, does, or fawns on state land in Montcalm County until January 1st with a muzzle loader or rifle? Combo or mentored youth license is eligible. Makes no sense. I'll say you the proof in a PM. Okay. I don't know the answer to that, Scott. Why can you shoot bucks, does, or fawns on state land? Oh, my daughter sent me another. Oh, my goodness. I don't know the answer. It'd be a good question to ask on the Ask Avery segment, though, wouldn't it? Yeah. All right. You know what? I usually go till about 7:45, but I think tonight I'm going to wrap it up a little bit early, if you don't mind. Would that be okay with you? My wife Denise got out of work early tonight, and I think we're just going to relax and enjoy the calm before the storm of what is going to be Northeast Oklahoma checking in. I haven't had anybody in Northeast Oklahoma check in with us before. Nice to have you along with us. And if you can, join us every week here. We do a Wednesday night live every week here on the show. Craig said that's okay. Well, Craig, you know what I'm going to do, don't you? You've been told the DNR wants to promote using public land. Well, they do. They certainly do. They also want to reduce the deer herd. But I think Scott's question is, why can you continue to shoot bucks? Because normally this late season would be bucks for a bow only. I think that's what the question is, right? Merry Christmas to you as well. And there's Dina, the winner of this week's Michigan brand ham. Thanks for joining us, Dina. It's a pleasure to have you along with us. And before I wrap it up, I will enjoy that making. Before I wrap it up, a couple of things. Number one, I need to thank you for your continued support over the years. I've been doing broadcasting in television and radio and now social media. I've been doing this for, I tried to figure it out. I think it's 40 years. It's been a long time, and I would not be able to do it without the support of all you, my friends. So, Christmas and New Year's is a time to kind of take stock, look at your blessings, look back, look forward. And I am blessed to have you supporting me over so many years, and I do appreciate it. It's not something I take lightly. This is a job I take very seriously, promoting the history and tradition of the outdoor lifestyle, hunting and fishing and shooting and trapping, and I do it to my absolute best. I'm not always perfect. I don't always do a great job, but I always try, and you're going to get my best efforts every time out there. So, I appreciate that. Mad Jack is watching us on YouTube. We're starting to get a YouTube audience here too. I appreciate it, Mad Jack. And finally, before I let you go, Merry Christmas to you and your family. It's been a rough year. It's been a rough year, and it's going to get better. It is going to get better. Christmas, we celebrate with Santa Claus, with Christmas trees, with Rudolph and all that stuff, and that's all wonderful. It's all wonderful. But I would ask you to please keep in mind the real reason for Christmas is the birth of a Savior. And Lord, can't we all use some saving this year? Merry Christmas, my friends. God bless you. Thank you for joining me on this edition of Wednesday Night Live.